Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Hi, it's Christine and Tina, ladies of the Lanai. I'm Christine.
I'm Tina.
And welcome to the channel. Today we have some special guests for you. We're doing an Ask a Villager and a special club in the villages, so stay tuned to hear about that. But before we get started, I just want to remind everybody, if you like what Tina and I bring to you every week, please make sure that you like and subscribe. And if you see content that is appealing to you, don't be afraid to share it with others. So today we have with us, would you like to introduce yourselves?
Yes, I'm Laura Guy.
And I'm Eric McCracken.
All right. Thank you, guys. What is your relationship status?
We
are
are
married.
married 7 years now.
7 years.
Yes.
All right.
We met on the internet.
Did you?
Did
Yes.
you?
Plenty of fish.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
There's hope for all of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's good people out there.
Oh,
We
good.
met in
I agree.
2014.
Yeah.
Mhm. And what village do you guys live in?
Here in Lake Denham.
Okay.
Mhm.
And what did you do before moving to the villages?
We lived in West Palm Beach.
Oh,
Yeah. And I actually grew up not that far from here. I actually graduated from high school in Pasco County and St. Leo College, which are all within like an hour or so from here. So kind of back in my old stomping grounds. But more recently, we lived in Palm Beach County, West Palm Beach, and we came up from there.
all right. And why did you move from West Palm to Central Florida?
That was Laura's idea.
Yes, I
Yeah.
saw a YouTube video. So there's a guy, I went to look it up, and his channel is Peter Centinello. It's his name. He has a lot of
like
of
he has,
subscribers.
millions
He
and
travels
yes.
all over, and somebody invited him to the villages, and she
I
wanted
saw that.
to dispel the myths
Yeah.
about living here. And it was such a great video. It was like 45 minutes long. I mean, she just took him everywhere. And I thought, wow, there's something to this place. I need to learn more. So I went down the rabbit hole and I started following a lot of other villages channels, the newcomers, this guy, Gary. I was really set on Eastport and all of that coming in. And I was like, I'm going to live in LaGrange or Edenfield, but once we got here and we checked it out, we decided we wanted to be here now instead of waiting for all that stuff to come online.
Mhm.
So now we've been here over 1 year.
And I
Mhm.
have to say, I was surprised when she said that she was interested in moving up here because having grown up in the area, I always knew the villages as like a trailer park community. I was like, oh,
That's how it
interesting.
started, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it did up north. Yeah. So I used to, when I lived in Clearwater, I used to ride, I do like a Sunday motorcycle ride and I would ride up through here. And back then, this was late 90s. It was all kind of cow pasture up
Mhm.
here. And so when she mentioned it, I was like, wow, really? And then
Did you say, do we have to get a trailer?
Well, she immediately shared the video link with me, and I looked at it. I was like, wow, that's cool. So let's
Yeah.
go check it out.
So the 3,000 activity, I get bored so easily. And once I heard they had all the clubs and the things to do, I was like, oh, this is my kind of place. So we came to check it out.
Okay, good. And are you both retired? Are you both working or semi?
Still working full time. Yeah.
Yeah, we both work full
Yeah,
time.
we work full time. Fortunately, we
Yes.
get to work remotely. I do travel for work fairly frequently. But we've been working remotely since, pre-pandemic. And
Pre-pandemic.
our
Yeah.
lives really didn't change at all during the pandemic in that respect because we both are in technology. So as long as we have internet access and we're reasonably close to an airport, we're fine. So, yeah.
How do you feel because there's people who are retired that live here
Mhm.
and still working, like being social in that
Yeah.
respect? Like, because do you find activities for you that
Yeah,
are...
we still have enough to do. We might not always have the energy to do it because we've been working the whole day. So that's
Right.
more on us than, the villages. There's definitely a ton of stuff I would like to do, but I can't because I'm working. There's plenty of activities during the day. But there's enough at night. And, Eric's like taken up golf, so he can just book his tea times in the evenings or on weekends. So I'm a little like envious, of course, of people that don't have to work full time. But I don't feel weird. And I'm definitely better off being here and working than being in West Palm Beach, where at night I would sit around and watch, Steve Harvey, Family Feud, and then Jeopardy, like back to back, and Wheel for it was boring. I had nothing to do. So here, there's so much, and the people are so active and friendly that, you just can't sort of help but be engaged. You get invited to parties, to events, and your neighbors have things. Your neighborhood has things. There's just so much to do.
And we don't have any children. So when we lived in West Palm Beach, it was a family neighborhood and all of our neighbors were focused on their children and, just daily life. And So there weren't that many group activities to participate in down there. So, once we moved up here, all of the activities, and like Laura said, it's tough to find some that are kind of after hours. So we purchased a golf cart a few months ago, and I picked golf up again. And like Laura said, I usually book 2 or 3 tee times a week in the evenings after work, and hop in the golf cart and go play 9 holes before it gets dark. So I do that. And typically on the weekends, I'll wander up north and play some of the northern courses.
Nice.
I like the hilly, courses with the more mature foliage and everything.
Mhm.
So it's a little change of scenery, but yeah, we definitely keep busy.
Good for you. And so how long have you guys lived here?
We moved here in March of 2024, so just over a year.
Okay.
Mhm.
And you mentioned that you were initially attracted to Eastport. Are you thinking of making the move at some
No,
point?
I'm not moving anymore.
Staying where you are.
No, it's too
gonna
much
say.
work because also my mother moved here at the same time. So we bought 2 houses together and she lives across the street.
Oh, nice.
So I already went through the process of like selling 2 houses and buying 2 houses, and I'm like pretty settled now. And we have a nice home. It's like, big enough for us. I wish we had more lawn space, yard space for our dog, but we love our neighbors, so we're very content right now.
Mhm. Okay.
Mhm.
And so let's move on to activities and things outside the home.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite venue for listening to music or dancing, or what do you guys
Well,
like?
Eric doesn't dance. Forget that.
You're not a line dancer.
I'm
Eric?
not. No, I have
Oh,
left feet,
geez.
so
If I
I'd
ever
be
saw
out
him do,
there.
I would
I'd be the
die.
one person going the wrong way.
I love Scooter the DJ, so I will go to where he goes.
Oh,
And then, Sawgrass is our, local square, so it's just convenient and fun to go up there.
yeah. Do you venture out to the others like Brownwood?
Oh,
or-
yeah. Yeah, we'll go out.
Okay.
Yeah, especially if someone comes to visit, we'll go to Lake Sumter, show them around and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we
And-
like all the squares.
And here in Lake Denham, you'll be able to get to Eastport quite easily.
Yeah, we're looking
yes.
forward to that.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
won't be
we'll
far
be
at all.
like close enough, but maybe not in the thick of it. So some people think it's going to get kind of crowded over there. I'm just so excited. I think it's going to be awesome.
Mhm.
But we're within like good proximity.
Easy
to-
striking distance.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Eastport.
it's
yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
good.
Mhm.
So other than Scooter, do you have a favorite DJ the band in the Villages?
Eric,
I like Dance Express, which is ironic because I
Really?
don't dance.
ignores the
but,
express.
I don't think I've heard them. What
I like
kind
their
of
music.
stuff-
It's
what
like
kind of-
Motown, like 70s dance music. I don't know. They're just they put on a high energy show. They're
Nice.
pretty
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So quick restaurant questions. Best pizza in the Villages?
Well, we don't really eat pizza.
Pizza.
I love pizza, but it doesn't
Yeah, me
love
too.
us, and so we don't really go to eat it.
We'll get into the why on that in a little bit.
Okay, yes.
So favorite restaurant if you want to splurge?
We go to Chop House quite a bit, and then we recently just went to the first time to Nancy Lopez for
I
a
like
birthday dinner, which was really nice. So it's a
Mhm.
little bit of a hike for us being all the way down here, but it's worth the trip.
People have mentioned Nancy Lopez
I
quite
like them.
frequently.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Do you have any advice for airport transportation?
Well, I travel very frequently for work, and fortunately, I get reimbursed for my travel. So I just drive and just leave the car in the parking garage.
I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say you took a limo.
But my mom recently just kind of stopped driving, and we were able to find her a couple of drivers. So there are people around. Maybe they don't do it like full time necessarily, but there's some people we can call, and they'll do airport
Mhm.
runs too.
Okay. Do you have a favorite pool or golf course?
Proximity wise, we're closest to the Dabney and Franklin pools. So typically, if we're going to go to a pool, that's generally where we go. We really like the pool over at Fenny Grill. We just like the Fenny Rec Center, that whole area.
beautiful.
And sort of along those lines, I really enjoy playing Gray Fox, the golf course,
Mhm.
because of
It's
you
pretty.
kind of wind through nature as you're going out.
Is that the one with all the bridges?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Sometimes they're a little rickety.
They
They
are
are.
totally
I'm
wicked.
going to repair them pretty soon.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just there yesterday morning. I played 9 holes on Gray Fox. Then about 15 minutes later, I played Red Fox. So,
Did you make those tee times? You
Uh-huh.
got lucky.
Yeah. Yeah, I made them
books
in
and
advance.
back.
You were
Yeah.
able to
I
make
usually
them.
book 2 back to back. Like on the weekend, sometimes I'll do like Yankee Clipper and Roosevelt. I like
Oh,
because
the
it's-
sister. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
They have 2 par 4s on each of those courses. So I do that a lot. on the weekends.
Yeah. Okay.
Consistent,
Yeah.
so.
Hopefully the camera didn't pick up my eyes glazing. Oh, I don't play. So he talks about it a lot now.
Okay.
And
I'm obsessed.
I was
yeah.
waiting till I retired to take lessons because I don't want to stink at it. It wouldn't be fun. But I might have to go when they open that golf academy in Eastport and get on it a little because there's so much golf
It's very
talk.
social too.
Oh, yes.
So you don't
Yes,
have to
you
be.
play.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be like that good. or
No,
just
there's a
more
lot of
social.
beginner-
I never played before I
Ooh.
came
Yeah, a
here.
lot of
Listen,
beginner
if you don't
groups.
play, you're gonna play. You gotta learn. It's so much of the culture here. I think that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Get in it.
Yeah. You know, I mean, to your point, you don't have to play golf, but you might have a
No.
little FOMO if you don't.
Yes,
But
yes.
you certainly
And
don't
so
have
many.
to.
You don't have to, but
No.
it would enrich the
To
experience
me, you play
here, I think.
championship when you're serious, and
Yeah.
you play executive to have fun.
Fun. There you
Yeah,
go.
watch Tina's her group on her Monday Maniac. It's
Yeah.
really more a comedy show than
Right,
a golf
right,
than a golf
Nice.
Those
outing.
are fun to watch.
What about Laura's favorite activities?
Yeah, that was my
is that
next
what you
question.
guys-
Oh, my favorite activity is mahjong.
Now your eyes can glaze over.
Yeah, well, actually, I had some neighbors come to learn the other day, and Eric was one of the 4 or 5 people that was going to learn.
To learn.
And last minute, he ditches to go play golf. He like realizes we have like a 5th, which is an odd number,
to
and he's-
learn what?
to learn mahjong. Yes, which is how I know Christine, and how I met a lot of really nice people in the villages, mostly women, which I like. So it's been really awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you left, you ditched the
I
mahjong?
did,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
And he was in trouble.
I thought, well, I didn't ditch until after she said, hey, we have a 5th. So I was like, oh, that's my window of opportunity to go
Yeah.
play golf
He's
instead.
Rocky.
Not a lot of men play mahjong, but there are some. So
Yeah, Dorothy
and-
Bridges' husband does.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite beach that you ever try to get to from the villages?
I lived on Clearwater Beach for a few years, and growing up in that area, there's actually a beach that's probably not a lot of people know about. It's called Fred Howard Park in Tarpon Springs. I went to high school my freshman year in Tarpon Springs, and it's a really cool. It's a park. It's a state park. It's just like a causeway that brings you out to it, but it's very picturesque and nice. But I do like Clearwater Beach as well. There's a lot more to do there in terms of nightlife and dining and that kind of stuff if you want to do more than just go to the beach. So those are my 2 favorites.
Okay. Do you guys have a favorite place to take visitors when they come? Do you have visitors come?
Yes,
Mhm.
I've had some friends come and my sister, and I like to take people to the Fenny Rec Center
Mhm.
because it's just so beautiful. Driving in, it feels like you're going into some sort of resort, like private resort. And I love the way they've decorated it. It's not like my style, but it's just so beautiful. It's so pretty
Yeah.
and thoughtful. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any best kept secrets that you found out about or that you learned about that others don't know?
I mean, it's not really. I was thinking, I was like, this place runs on Facebook, so I get so much information from Facebook. And reading the comments, you can post any question in so many of the groups, like neighborhood groups or villages word of mouth. And there's a special group for like doctor recommendations. So if you're not on Facebook, you're kind of missing out on a lot of the conversations.
Right.
And even if you just make a fake profile, never post anything, there's just so much information that gets passed along, events and
That's
social groups, so much.
that's.
I will say I took a Learning Academy, Enrichment Academy class on Friday. My hobby is roasting coffee. So my own coffee beans, and there was a class on Friday. First time I'd been to the Lake Meona Rec Center, and it's beautiful. And and then yesterday morning, going to the Fenny Rec Center. I mean, the art. There was just an art display there, and just all the decor in these rec centers. I'm really impressed and amazed that all of this is accessible to us. We can just on a whim go to a rec center and just appreciate the ambiance. If we're not doing anything else, just kind of take a stroll through and enjoy and appreciate the decor and all
Yeah,
of that.
in West Palm Beach, we lived in a community and it had one clubhouse and one pool and one kiddie park or whatever and some tennis courts. And here it's like you have 100 of those. So we all kind of own and get to use it together. We can all go to any of the centers, and it's really awesome. It's like we're all in this together.
Okay. Do you guys have any advice for making friends and meeting new people in the villages?
Get involved in activities. I've met a lot of really interesting people just booking a tea time for a single individual, getting paired up with a threesome to make a foursome, and just meeting new interesting people made new friends that way. So for me, just playing golf has really expanded my friend network. Once I started playing a few months ago.
Did you, either one of you, learn anything new once you moved here? We touched on it a little
Yes,
bit.
well, I learned how to play mahjong.
Me too.
Yeah, shout out to Chelsea, who
Yay,
was teaching a lot of us and still does.
Yeah,
And I learned just to play at her house with a group of 8 or 10 or something.
right.
And I didn't know what it was. I'd never
I was
played
going to say,
before.
what intrigued you to even
Yeah.
say, I want to try this?
Yeah.
Probably that it was like something to do and it was mental. I just was interested in learning. Now I realize there's a lot of mahjong in South Florida where we moved up from. It's pretty popular down there, but I just never knew. So it's like I just needed an
Popular in
invitation.
New York too.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm,
I have
mhm.
girlfriends that play. I
Yeah.
tried once and I was like, it's
Yeah.
too much for my. There's too
Okay.
much
Yeah.
information already in there.
And anything
Yeah.
new you've learned?
I have
We learned.
so I started actually playing golf when I used to be in banking back in the 90s, and I never took any lessons. So getting back into it, playing more frequently, I've gone down the YouTube rabbit hole and have watched a lot of videos on proper swinging and how to address the ball and that kind of stuff. But I am actually going to take a lesson on July 1st up at
All right.
Sarasota.
All right.
So I'm going to try to. I've developed all these bad habits already, but I'm going to try to
Yeah.
break those and
There you go.
get. So yeah, just playing golf better.
And what did your friends and family say when you told them you were moving to the Villages?
Well, I mean, it didn't take much to enroll my mom. Like I said, she moved here
Really?
with us.
Mhm.
And we don't really have, I guess, a lot of family.
Everybody-
So yeah,
Everybody
it
that I
wasn't-
mentioned it to, they
Yeah.
they said they've heard of the Villages, and of course you have some of the comments about some of the the rumors that you hear about the Villages, but
Mhm.
they kind of make fun of me. And one of my coworkers told another coworker not to get too close to me. I might have an STD or
Oh,
something.
boy.
So-
Oh, geez. Which, by the way, I've never even heard of or seen, like nothing. Like,
Aren't you?
even if you wanted to, like, no one's ever invited me to.
That's what my friend Melinda said. She goes,
Yeah.
I haven't had the pleasure of saying no.
Right.
And I
It's
say I'm a little
weird-
upset that no one said anything to me. Like,
Exactly.
what's wrong here?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
We're
like,
therefore
it couldn't
safe.
even be like more like untrue. You know, it's just
Yeah.
weird.
Exactly.
I was going to say, with your mom being older, how has she found it making friends here?
Mm.
Oh,
And
well,
so-
she's friends with the neighbors, and she has made some friends. She definitely has more of a social life and more connections than when we were in West Palm Beach. She was in a different neighborhood than we were. I mean, we just celebrated her birthday last week, and we had a party with like 25 neighbors or something, and everyone knows her. So she likes to do things on the computer. She's kind of like a nerd that way. So she maybe doesn't get out, I feel, as much as she should, but she's definitely like better off with social connections and stuff than she was before.
That's huge.
And
Yeah.
she loves the healthcare system up here.
Oh, she loves
She's a
Villages Health.
physician
Yeah.
by trade, and she said she's never had such good health care
Really?
since she
Mhm.
was actually in the business.
And
Yeah.
that's telling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really likes.
And did she come from a major metropolitan area or not so much? Like, because usually you say that the healthcare, like in Boston or Atlanta or wherever, is really good. So
She practiced in St. Louis.
okay,
So,
so fairly major
yeah.
city. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Okay.
She's
all right.
happy.
Well, you've got an interesting group that you've started
Yeah.
that we're going to get into. We talked about pizza and why they don't eat pizza, so that might have intrigued you a little bit. But first, before we're going to just we're going to talk about the group that they started. And we're going to just mention that it's very interesting. We think you'll find it interesting. And Tina and I neither endorse it or proclaim anything about it because we don't belong to it. But anything that goes along the lines of your diet or your exercise or anything like that, we always recommend that you check with your doctor first.
Right.
But nevertheless, they have an interesting lifestyle. And they started a really interesting group here. You want to tell us about it?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, I founded a group called the Carnivore, the Villages Carnivore Way of Eating. So it's a group of us who've gotten together that are carnivores. Carnivores being that you only eat animal-based products
As opposed to
as
plant-based.
opposed to plant-based. And the reason why I started is because I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition, actually Crohn's disease, and the whole time, when I was in the hospital, nobody asked me like what I eat, anything about my diet. There's things like, carbohydrates, sugars, those types of things that you eat that are very inflammatory to your system and could exacerbate any of those autoimmune conditions. So I kind of went down the YouTube rabbit hole and said, how can I deal with this naturally? Because my only option that was presented to me at the time was to get on a biologic infusion. Every 8 weeks, I'd have to go get a biologic to kind of artificially suppress my immune system.
For how long would you have had to do that?
And they said I would have to do that the rest of my life.
Oh, and he's like, no.
And I said, I don't want. We were just coming off of COVID, and I travel a lot, so I didn't want to be getting on an airplane with an artificially suppressed immune system, traveling as frequently as I do. So I found, I learned about the carnivore way of eating and went on YouTube, started following a bunch of the doctors.
So you found out about it on YouTube?
Actually, Laura had heard about it.
He was doing research on Crohn's and maybe how to alleviate symptoms or heal it. Then he came across Carnivore. I had already introduced Carnivore, the idea to him in the past. I think maybe we'd even tried it, but honestly, he wasn't desperate enough. So when he was ready, the Carnivore teacher appeared, and then he's like, let me try this. So originally he thought he would do it for 30 days or something?
I gave myself 90 days
90
to give it
days.
a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
And, the whole idea of just eating meat seems really boring.
What
I
are
like
the
variety.
basic principles, the simplified basic principles of carnivore?
So they call it, there's a doctor, Dr. Ken Berry, who has coined it the proper human diet. Our bodies are designed, according to Ken Berry, to basically digest primarily animal-based products. We have a very big small intestine and a shorter, smaller, large intestine, which seems kind of, it kind of defies logic. Exactly. And all of the animal-based products are digested in the upper digestive system. So that's why you have such a long small intestine to absorb all of those nutrients. And so I started, I was going to give myself 90 days. And if it didn't work, then I was going to reluctantly agree to the treatment regimen that my GI doctor had recommended, without ever asking me anything about diet or making any recommendations about diet.
I hope you changed doctors.
He pretty much never went back.
Well, fortunately,
I didn't believe that.
I responded well to it, so I haven't been back to the doctor since.
But the
then.
basic principles
it's the things that it doesn't include either. So it doesn't include a lot of plants. Plants contain anti-nutrients. So the idea there is that they have anti-nutrients because they don't have legs or jaws to defend themselves. So some people just don't do well eating plants. Some people like Eric don't do well either eating fiber. It just doesn't agree with their intestine. Yes.
like meat.
Yes.
Something with
so
a
you're
fit.
yeah.
So
So you're
eye.
saying
With
an eye.
anything.
Eye.
It's sort of like anything that comes from an animal. So
Fish.
Or
meat, seafood, eggs, dairy, all
Milk,
of those
cheese.
are yes.
Yeah.
Milk, cheese.
Is cheese included?
Yes, because and for some people have a problem with dairy because it can be inflammatory or lead to weight gain. So some people have to be careful with it. Some people, they don't have a problem with it at all. I could eat a lot of cheese, and I could just drink a pint of heavy whipping cream or whatever too. So I don't do it. Things that I have feel like I have no control over.
When you want
with
to
my
shop,
diet.
is that what you're?
Yeah. Oh, I will. Yeah, at night,
shot, yeah.
I'll just pour. Yeah, I'll dilute heavy cream and
Does it
maybe
satiate you?
Yes,
does.
the carnivore diet is very satiating because it's sort of naturally high fat. So between the protein and the fat, it's satiating. It's hard to overeat steak. So you have to be hungry to eat meat most of the time. I don't have to be hungry to eat, cookies or pizza or potato chips. In fact, that Lay's commercial, no one can eat just one. That's why you shouldn't be eating it. If you can't control yourself and not eat the whole bag, that's probably not a good idea. It's also not processed food. So if you're eating, you could go eat a bunch of packaged sausage or jerky and things like that, but that's also not one of the principles. So the principles is you're not eating things that are boxed or bagged or barcoded. You're eating natural foods
But it's no grain,
No,
sugar,
there's no
carbohydrate.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a zero. You could think of it as a zero carbohydrate diet.
Wow.
So carbohydrates are in plant foods, and they don't, to the most point, exist in animal foods.
And when you started, how long did it take for you to feel better to feel
Almost
effects
immediately.
of it?
Almost immediately.
And
Yeah.
what were the adverse effects at the beginning? Because now you have the keto,
Yeah.
not
there's
keto,
some-
but the
well, yeah,
carnivore
it's-
flu.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
similar to the keto flu. Your body is adapting. So, if you go from eating a standard diet, which is like a high carbohydrate diet, and then you start pulling all the carbs out, well, you're not going to feel good until your
Energy.
body adjusts to burning fat instead of sugar, glucose from the carbs.
But the key
So,
is
yeah.
you have to make sure you're getting enough fat. They say 60 to 80% of your calories should be from fat because
Which
that's
seems
what
counterintuitive,
it
right?
does.
To
Right,
everything
because
you've learned
people-
growing up.
We've been told that
Yeah.
like fat makes you fat and saturated fat is bad and you're gonna, high cholesterol is bad. But now we know more about those things and people are kind of like debunking those myths. I mean, we used to think that eggs were bad or don't eat the yolk. No, eggs are great. Eat the whole thing. They have choline
Butter
for
is
our
good.
brain. Butter is good.
Do you
Right.
put butter in your coffee?
I used to. I've done that before and it's delicious and it doesn't taste, but sometimes I'll put a raw egg yolk.
In
If
your
I don't,
coffee?
yeah, and I just spin it up and it gives it this creamy taste.
Really?
Yeah.
I've
If
never
I'm
heard
like
that.
trying to avoid dairy.
So many questions are
Um,
popping into my
I
mind.
know.
I'm like,
It's really
I
kind of.
should be writing
Well,
them down.
like Christine said, it's like, I want everyone to do your own research and I can share a list with you guys, but there's so many people out there and every one that I'm going to refer you to, if I can, is a doctor, okay?
You can
So
put
there
it
are
in the
people out
comments.
there that have written books, that have studied this. We learn more and more. And I think part of the thing is too, is like we have to be our own health advocates and do our own research because we're now part of, what some people don't consider healthcare anymore. It's sick care. You don't make money off of a healthy person. So putting Eric on a biologic the rest of his life is a nice revenue source. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, do you eat zero of anything but something with eyes or their byproducts? Like coffee. So
Oh,
what
yes.
springs to mind is coffee.
Right,
That's
yes.
a
Yeah,
bean.
that's my
Yes,
one
yes.
cheat.
So
Yeah.
is that a cheat?
It's a cheat.
Well,
yeah.
it's not carnivore.
Yeah.
A lot of carnivores will still drink coffee. We're not perfect.
Yeah.
And,
Well, nobody
I mean, I'm not like 100%, but this is like my foundation. So even if I go off, I know I can come back to carnivore and it's a tool. If I go to someone's house for dinner, I will eat. Eric won't because he will feel sick. But,
Yeah.
I kind of have like my boundary too because I also have non-celiac gluten sensitivity. So I absolutely cannot eat gluten. But I will eat other things. And so I try to like not be such a weirdo or like too high maintenance.
It's out
but
there
I don't-
now.
But I
Do you
do like
explain when you
yeah.
go out, or you just don't feel
Well,
the
I
need to
definitely-
unless someone's questioning?
Well, definitely, I'll tell people that I don't eat gluten. Eric will just tell people he's carnivore and then he doesn't eat it. I mean, I can eat other things without suffering, health-wise, and then I just get back to it. But I don't have all these things in my refrigerator to eat them all the time.
So with regard to the animal byproducts, like the creams and the milks and the cheeses, and I'm going off now to ice cream and yogurt, but before those things, the other things might have things in them besides the meat animal products, like
Yeah,
cheese
right.
might have other things in it.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
if it's a good
If you-
cheese,
they say-
it shouldn't
A good
have,
high quality, non-processed.
Right.
Yeah, then
Aged,
cheese is
a good
aged
aged
cheese.
cheese.
It's
And what about
fine.
yogurt?
Yogurt is carnivore as well.
But so like a plain yogurt, basically.
yes,
A
right,
plain
but not
Okay.
like added sugar or anything like that.
ice cream,
Well, ice cream has sugar in it, which
There
is one of the
there's keto ice cream
but
though.
still has.
Is there?
there are the sugar calorie free, the sweeteners like allulose and erythria and stevia. I eat those, but those aren't technically carnivore either.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So what was
Well,
I
I
gonna say?
will say though, once you
Oh.
eat this way,
Yeah.
you lose the cravings for sweets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a good
And-
craving killer. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I know what I was gonna say.
it's similar. I mean, I don't want to say similar, but GLP-1s are helping a lot of people like with cravings, and even people get off of like drugs and alcohol because it's such a craving kill. But I feel like maybe carnivore is a natural way to do this because to the extent you're not eating them, you're not keeping that sort of hunger alive in your system. There's one woman, Kelly Hogan, she's a carnivore influencer, and she's probably lost 100 pounds or something, and she's been carnivore for like 20 years, and she's rail thin, but she doesn't let anything sweet that tastes like enter her mouth because she knows she can't really control
Yeah.
So she doesn't like ignite that.
Yeah, something
that
goes on in
flame.
your body that says, "Oh, sweets are coming," and then,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's not the sugar."
Yeah.
So where is it? Sort of
Mm-hmm.
the reaction happens.
Yeah.
So, like, I was on keto for a while, and my husband and I got off it because, and I don't want to get into the medical stuff too much, but I'm very curious because I was fine one year, and then I just went off and went back on. My cholesterol went sky high, and my husband, who's a big guy, has been on keto for 5 or 6 years, fairly strict, but he does eat the keto breads and all that. His cholesterol's fine. His blood pressure's fine. You look at him and you go, really? And he's also on the intermittent fasting. So what about your cholesterol? Does that go up, or do you not, like you said, you got to rethink it?
It does.
It does.
But to your point, you do have to look at cholesterol a little differently. They call the LDL the bad cholesterol, which really it's kind of vilified. Unfortunately, incorrectly. Really, the thing to look at, they say the newer thinking is your triglyceride to HDL ratio shouldn't be more than 2 to 1. And the last blood work I had, my LDL was over 300. My total cholesterol was around 400, but my triglyceride to HDL ratio was 1 to 1. So that was the marker I was most interested in.
Are there any other things that you monitor as being, for you personally?
Really for me, I haven't been to the doctor since I've just my annual physical. That's it. I haven't been back for anything else. For me, it's more how do I feel.
Do you take any supplements?
No, I have, but then eventually I just realized they're not really doing it, and then I throw whole cans of them in the trash. But I don't like to swallow pills or take
What's been
supplements.
the most challenging part of the diet for you?
When we go out to eat and we see
eating.
the
The
server will
pasta?
bring the bread and pasta.
Or just
I love that
socializing,
stuff.
like I had a birthday party for my mom, and I was really thinking, like, how do I have a birthday party, without cake or without, I couldn't get my mind. I had to have all the sweets and
Did you have
stuff
a
there
pile of
for
bacon?
people. No, I didn't.
We
I
should
didn't want to
have.
be weird, and I just did like a normal party, party stuff or whatever, if you will. So,
Is your mom carnivore?
she's kind of a baby carnivore, like. And then she kind of goes on and off it. Maybe she's
Probably
like
more
more
keto.
like
Yeah.
ketovore. She
And
likes
what's
to
the
eat
difference
meat.
between keto and carnivore?
Keto allows plant-based, like
Okay.
she likes a good salad and
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
But
Some
kind of going back to
vegetables.
the social that you mentioned,
Yeah, that's
how
the
has
hardest
that
part.
yeah, how has that been challenging in what
Well,
respect?
I find that because we're more active here in the villages, there's just more food around
Temptations.
that we don't. Yeah, temptations like that we
Mhm.
don't control. So, the village is kind of a bad place for a diet. There's just a lot of food, and people having a good time and partying and stuff. So, yeah, that's the hardest.
Do you
part.
have favorite restaurants that have your go-to meals that you can go? What are some of those that,
The
in
Chop
our
House.
Chop House?
I'll get a steak, or I like their pork chop. They have this
Oh, the
Big
yeah,
pork
the
chop.
double bone or something.
Porterhouse
good. Yeah.
cut pork
PJ
chop.
Bob claimed that it's the best in the villages, their pork chop.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it's
usually
good.
gets it's like a double bone
It's
one or
good.
something.
It's really it's so tender.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard, and I mean, eating out is it's a little tough too because it's expensive to eat like nice
That way,
steaks,
yeah.
and
What if you're on a limited budget? What's your suggestion for someone who wants to try
yeah.
carnivore,
Well,
but
I mean, there's nothing wrong with ground beef.
Ground
I think so. You can $5 a pound.
And I always look at the public sales like every
the
week.
Mogos?
Yeah,
I'm
that-
always looking.
that
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
Like last week, they had like you could buy a whole sirloin roast for like $4.99 a pound.
Oh,
You
wow.
can eat for a week on that. So
Yeah.
Does that mean no beer or wine for you guys?
I
Or is
mean,
that
I do
cheap?
drink.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's a
part of
cheat.
the
It's not
program.
part of the
Cheap.
program.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you
I
will.
don't really. Beer has can have a lot of carbs, so I might drink wine, or sort of like the best is like if you're gonna drink is to drink like a vodka
Or tequila. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
Yeah, clear
Yeah.
liquor.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
That's the
exactly.
same with the keto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same with keto.
What are some of your favorite meals to make at home or snacks?
I'm really
Your
simple.
go-tos.
My favorite meat is New York strip. So at Publix, I buy the whole roast.
Okay.
New York
How
strip
many
roast.
pounds is that?
It's usually about 7 pounds.
And you cut it up, or you make
I
the
just
whole
cut
roast?
it into steaks
Okay.
myself. Yeah,
And you grill a lot then?
I do.
Yeah.
Twice a day.
Basically, he eats about a pound of meat, or maybe a little bit over a pound raw,
Twice a day.
twice a day, and he grills it out
You
here.
should do the fast.
And that's
I think I would
like
eat crispy
super.
bacon all day long.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
I could.
nice treat.
Yeah.
Do you guys gravitate toward the local grass-fed Florida beef, or do you?
No,
It doesn't
we
matter.
don't.
That doesn't matter.
I don't get caught up in that.
Okay.
I feel like
Just curious.
the most important thing is like get the carbs out.
I will say,
And he doesn't even like the grass finished.
yeah, I don't really like the flavor of it. It doesn't have enough fat for me. But my favorite that I've settled in on is the Publix Green Wise.
Green Wise,
Yeah.
New York strip,
Yeah.
or
And
ribeye.
what's the label? Green, white,
It's their organic.
It's like no
brand.
antibiotics.
No hormones, no antibiotics.
So some of the local farmers I've read say grass-fed, corn finished, or maybe I have it the other way around. Maybe it's corn-fed,
No,
grass
you're right,
finished.
because the corn finish fattens them up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's a pretty popular. I mean, people will have different opinions and they'll only want, grass fed the whole way. To us, we don't. It doesn't really like matter.
Got
I
it.
guess.
Okay, that's interesting.
Who are some of the best butchers you've found around?
I will say that there's a local ranch that I've bought a lot of meat from, HM Cattle Company.
Mm-hmm.
They actually they're at the Brownwood
Farmers
Market
Market.
on
Are
Saturdays.
they the one
They
with
have
like
like
the little
yeah.
trail?
Right.
trailer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves their meat.
Yeah, their meat is terrific.
It's pricey, but I mean,
that is
it's a
local.
treat.
That's
It's like a
local.
treat.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
is it better than what you get in the store? Is it really
Yeah,
better?
really good flavor. I feel good when I eat it. So it's just I look at it more as a treat than I don't eat it
Yeah.
regularly.
Cost wise.
What if you go to like you're traveling and you're on a highway and you can
Mm.
only do the truck stop, those
Yes.
things.
What-
And it's
McDonald's
Yeah, what-
burgers
what-
are 100% beef.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just eat the
Just
patty.
Just
the patty.
order like
Mhm.
4 quarter-pound patties, and that's not going to be like a pound times
Sure.
4 cooked weight, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
just get the patties.
My husband does that with.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
pricing
You
is
get it in
actually
the
not
shell.
bad. They
Right,
only
right,
charge
right.
like $2 or $3
Per
per
patty.
something like
Super
that.
You kind of have to repeat it sometimes to the person, like the meat only patty.
Here's
You're
this tiny
speaking
little
through
thing.
the thing.
Can I have 4 quarter
Just about no bun, no. Then they're like, oh, and then sometimes you'll get a person. They're like, oh, low carb, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no carb.
They know what's up.
Actually.
Yeah.
So it was
No carb.
we've done that at Burger King and McDonald's.
But when Eric
Yeah.
travels, he cooks his steaks
Oh,
in
yeah.
advance and cuts them up and puts them in baggies and then takes them on his carry-on. Yeah, it's like serious.
Yeah,
So he might only have one meal like with a work thing, but he's not gonna just like rely on, other stuff the whole time.
yeah. I like Laura said, I pre-grill. I'll grill enough for my normal amount that I eat, and then I'll put them in the freezer. After I cut them up and package them up, I put them in the freezer. So the morning that I'm traveling, I get it out of the freezer, so it actually will stay cold.
Yes.
And for like 14 hours,
With my kids' lunch.
especially when I have to fly to the West Coast.
Yeah, and then he gets to the hotel and he
I
uses
just
the
put it in
little
the
fridge.
refrigerator.
Unless he's at the MGM Grand, and then
Then they charge you for
they charge you for using the fridge
Oh,
because it's
my
really a mini bar. And he's like,
Yeah.
"What?" He came back once and they
Oh,
had
yeah.
locked his refrigerator and his meat was in there. And he's like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" He's like, "You're not supposed to store stuff in
Yeah.
there.
That's
You have to
ridiculous.
rent it. They want you to rent a $50, a fridge
Yeah.
or
What
whatever."
about eggs?
Eggs are one-
eggs meaning like
Yes.
where do you find the best eggs? Is it also
Oh.
from a farm?
We
or?
like
know,
the pasture raised,
The black
like
box
the Vital
one,
Farm.
the one in the black box.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's
Yeah.
the black box?
It's in
Publix.
Publix.
Yeah.
It just comes in a black box. That's how you
The
can figure
paper,
it out.
the packaging is like a paper black box,
It's
but
I
instead
haven't
of-
seen it.
the,
it's-
the key,
where is it?
The
It's
key in
Publix.
the eggs. Actually, the eggs have been on such a shortage. Sometimes you can't even find them.
They're getting back.
They
but
are
yeah,
getting
those
better.
are good
The-
for keto
I
too.
gotta look.
Yeah.
Those
I
But
never noticed
the
the
key
black
is like
boxes.
pasture raised because they can still be like cage free or grain fed, but sort of like the birds don't really get out.
Do you do you eat other kinds of eggs besides chicken?
I
Not
don't.
really.
I just eat
I just
chicken
don't
eggs.
have an inch. Yeah,
I just
I would, but I
with
just
my
don't.
morning steak, I'll have a couple eggs sometimes.
So something sprang to mind where you're roasting your own coffee and you're cooking your own steak and packing it up. Would making your own jerky ever be a thing that you could actually eat it and it would be sort of
Yeah.
She was
Semi-
gonna say you can raise your own chicken.
No,
That
you
would-
have
yeah.
it semi,
That would be awesome.
to your
Yeah,
standards.
that's a good idea for a snack. But what's funny is now that I eat this way, I don't really snack anymore in between. I don't feel the desire to.
I will agree with that. When I
snack.
was on keto, you just don't feel hungry. You
Yeah,
feel full,
I never-
sated all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That is true.
Yeah, he's very good about not snacking. I get hungrier a little bit sooner than he does, so I might eat 3 meals a day where he can just do 2 and he's good.
What are some of the strangest things you've ever eaten on carnivore?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Well,
I don't.
Or are
We
there
don't
any
really keep.
I'm not
Yeah,
very
we don't. Not
adventurous.
very.
You're
Yeah,
like
exactly.
plain vanilla
Exactly.
carnivore?
Pretty
Steak.
much. Yeah.
My favorite is steak.
Yeah.
Bacon.
Yeah.
How do you-
Steak. I like ground beef.
How do you handle the critics or criticism personally? Like if someone makes a comment like,
Yeah, honestly, I
cholesterol or
really
your-
kind of hear like the carbohydrates talking or like the sugar talk. You know, people love to defend bread, and I'm like, man, that bread has such a good
Mm.
it is
PR
so tasty.
plan. Yeah,
Oh.
it is. But people love to. I mean, I guess I would just encourage them to just like read. I have like a stack of maybe 7 or 8 books over there. There's just like more and more research coming out, and I don't know. I just think, especially living here, we're all getting older. My dad lived to be 102.
What?
But he had dementia the last like 10 years. There's no quality of life. I have a book called The Alzheimer's Antidote. It's a keto diet. You know, we need to like do these things for our brains and our bodies. As we get older, it just becomes more important to take care of ourselves.
You know, it's interesting. My daughter has epilepsy, and when she was very young, and we're still trying to get it under control, they said she could go on a ketogenic diet, but it has to be very, very strict. Like you can't even have Tylenol because of the
Oh, wow.
coating. It had carbs in it. Like she,
wow.
and yeah, luckily, yeah, that's not the thing.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Well-
it's I get it. But the point being, it seems to be appropriate for some people. You know,
Certain. Well, the
Mhm.
keto
more than just what you're talking about.
The keto diet is very well researched because they've been using it and looking into it for things like epilepsy for so long. So there's actually a lot of research on keto. I feel like with keto, there's still too many ways I can cheat. You know, I mean, I can sit here and make coconut flour cookies
Right.
with butter and allulose and erythritol all day. I can eat a whole pan of those. That's still not what I'm trying to do.
And with carnivore, you don't cook with vegetable oil, right?
no,
Everything
no,
is a
no, no.
beef
The seed
or a
oils is another
animal.
kind
Tallow.
of principle of
So
like
you
why.
cook with tallow.
Tallow or bacon
Yeah.
grease.
I mean, I mean, when we grill, we're not.
butter.
We don't have to use anything. But
Or
yeah,
butter.
mostly butter.
Mhm.
So if someone wanted to get started, what would be the best way?
Well,
You
a
think if
good
you're
starting,
interested?
yeah, a
to
good
me.
starting plan is, well, first get educated. So like
Yeah.
start learning about the carnivore diet for yourself. There's a really good website. It used to be called Meat RX. Now it redirects. It's Dr. Sean Baker's website to carnivore.diet. You can look up almost any like disease or symptom and read testimonials of people that have, improved their symptoms with the carnivore diet, which is amazing. The second thing is to consider doing it for 30 days. So there's a very simple plan called BBBE, and I think Dr. Berry came up with this,
Yeah.
but it stands for beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Eat as much as you want of those 4 things.
And that's it too. You can eat as
To-
much as you want. You're not
Yes.
counting calories.
Right.
Right,
Exactly.
that's one of the principles of
starve
carnivore,
yourself.
especially when you're getting started. Just eat the meat. It's
Eat the
hard
meat.
to overeat it. It's hard to, it's not processed food. Your body knows what to do and how to regulate itself when it's given, real food. So do BBBE, commit to that for like 30 days and just see how you feel. If you don't feel good, if you haven't lost weight, if your energy is junk or whatever, then do something else. But
Yeah, it's
you
not
can
for
give it a
everybody.
try.
I was just
Yeah.
saying, what were some tips that helped you individually when you first started?
Well, honestly, it's such a gift to do it together because if you're
Yeah.
in a household
Yeah.
with someone that's bringing in the junk and the Cheerios or, crackers and this and that, it's hard. I mean, these foods are tempting, and it's not because we don't like the taste of them. We like to eat them too, but if they're right there, it's just so much harder. So, I mean, the first tip is just like, don't
good
buy
tip.
it. Don't bring it into your house.
Yeah.
I mean, we literally don't have sugar. Like, people might just have a bag of sugar sitting around, or, oh, I might put it in coffee. Like it's gone. We threw it away. So, I mean, maybe kitchen cabinet clean out would be a good first step too. Just get rid of all this stuff. Give it to your neighbor. Give it away. Just throw it away. If
Yeah.
it's not good for your body, it's, what's the point?
And I'm not as disciplined as I should be, so if it's in the house, I'll eat it.
Yes.
So
we're like,
we don't even
that's
bring it
just
in the house.
natural.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you tell us again about the Villages Club? Like how
Yes.
many members? When do you meet? How often do you meet? And what do you do at your meetings?
Yeah, we have 203 people in the group now. I think in the beginning we didn't really do a good job of explaining
It's okay.
that carnivore, our group was, meat-based to the exclusion of other foods. So we do have some people in the group, I'm pretty sure, that are like, oh, carnivore, I like to eat meat. So they're not necessarily like
They're
following.
carnivore-ish.
Yeah,
They thought you were
exactly.
going to a steakhouse all the
Right,
time
right,
for dinner.
right.
Yay!
But
Yeah.
now
No,
I
it's a
try
diet.
to tell people a little bit more, succinctly what the purpose of the group is.
Mhm.
But we do have a number of like highly engaged people and people that are, sort of like real carnivores,
Mhm.
including ourselves. And we meet. I try to have a meeting once a month. we're having a meeting next Saturday. I don't know when this will come out, but on June 21st, and we will talk specifically about weight loss. A lot of people join the group, interested in that topic. The last time we have a self-proclaimed biohacker in the group, and he talked to us about what he's done for weight loss, and he likes to learn about peptides. He's very into like tracking his own data, which is important. So he'll use like a glucose monitor. He gets a lot of lab work done. So he's he's a highly engaged person.
But is it a good group? Like if I don't know anything about it and I just want to learn,
Yep.
I can come and
even
I mean, I think we're friendly.
even in the group, Laura has done a really good job of putting a lot of documentation in there, just so you can do your own research.
Yeah, there's kind of like a quick start guide in there, which is BBBE and some other tips. We try to keep, we have a Google Doc spreadsheet of carnivore friendly healthcare providers.
Oh.
So you can imagine, this is not accepted with a lot of, medical professionals. So we like to go to people that might know, like understand. When we lived in West Palm, I went to Dr. Robert Cyus, and he has a pretty popular YouTube channel, which is how I came across him.
It's called
he's
the Carb Addiction Doc.
legit, double, boarded surgeon, and he's carb friendly. So someone like him, and he does online visits. Carnivore friendly,
yeah,
right?
Not carb friendly.
So we try to share resources like that. And anyway, so we're not a Villages official group, I should say. So we just organize on Facebook.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you'll send us the link. So we'll put the link in the comments.
Mhm.
So if anybody wants to go check out the Facebook group, they can. And after the 21st, because I'm not sure if we'll get this up by the 21st. So do you happen to have your next meeting planned yet, or not yet?
I don't have it planned yet, but I think I might get with my mom. She's become an expert in prevention of cognitive decline, but that's one of my favorite topics about how to use nutrition to keep your brain sharp. So I had told another member that maybe my mom and I will put on something like that.
But it's typically once a month.
So they visit the Facebook group. You'll find out when the next meeting is, and you can go. And it's usually at night, I'm sure.
On a Saturday
it's usually
morning.
Saturdays around 10 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah, and we
at
do
a rec
it.
center. Or
Yeah, we do
At
it
a
at the
rec
rec centers with the gratis rooms that we're all, entitled to. So in that sense, we do have to restrict the attendance to villagers only. You have to have a villager's ID to get in.
Do you do field trips?
Yes, we've gone to an event called MEET, MEET, Florida MEET, MEAT, and there were a lot of local, ranchers and stuff there, so we got to meet them. One woman, my neighbor down the street, she purchased a quarter cow. So from a
when
local
I was
ranch.
younger, my parents used to do that. They would buy half a cow or whatever, and we had a freezer in the garage where they stocked up everything.
Wow.
So I guess they still do that.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
it
it's
turns
popular.
out to be, you get a little bit of a price break, and then you always have your meat there. We haven't committed to that yet.
Our first meetup, MEAT meetup, was actually at the Glenview Country Club, because on Monday nights they do all you can eat or bottomless steak night.
Prime rib,
one.
yeah. So we
Yeah.
did meat. So we'll try. And then we had a carnivore potluck here at the house for one of the events. So
Fun.
Everybody
Yeah.
brought their.
I was gonna say, when you go to
carnivore.
driveway parties, what do you bring?
something that we can eat, like a bag of bacon or meatballs,
Bag of
or
bacon.
shrimp would be good, or
Boiled
deviled
shrimp.
eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty
There's always
easy.
deviled eggs.
Or
yeah.
I mean, honestly, my biggest secret or trick is just eat before you go.
Yeah.
So then you're not just so starving, hungry, and you're susceptible to everything and all the temptations. So
So deviled eggs, that has mayonnaise in it. Will you
Yeah.
eat mayonnaise? Because that might have vinegar or mustard in it.
yeah,
Just
I
out of
will eat.
curiosity.
Oil.
I guess you could make it with butter.
You could make it, yeah. I've seen.
I use
Just curious.
Use avocado.
yeah, like
Yeah.
avocado mayonnaise, which
still put
it's
it-
supposed to be it's a processed food. The mayonnaise in the jar, but I'll just do it. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Unless you think, I was gonna say, unless you think there's anything else, any other important tips.
you.
But
I do want to say that carnivore does help with a lot of things. So it is probably one of the fastest ways to reverse insulin resistance. So people with prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, carnivore or keto is a good way to, lower your insulin. And there's even a website called Virta, VIRTA, and behind it are two of the kind of godfathers of low carb, Volek and Finney. But I mean, there's real, resources and things out there in the world. It can help with cardiovascular problems, metabolic problems, musculoskeletal, gastrointestinal, like Eric had, mental health. There's a book by Dr. Georgia Eade. She's associated with Harvard. She's a nutritional psychiatrist. Who even knew? She's using nutrition to help people with mental health. She has a book called Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind. She also has this like great video called Descent into Madness, where she talks about the modern diets. They're not helping us with mental health issues and depression, anxiety, bipolar. So there's really a lot to what we eat. It's not just, you know, like, it's going to, you know, contribute to weight gain or anything. There's a lot more that it impacts.
Level.
So I just want to encourage everyone to like be a little bit more critical, you know, about what they eat and to learn how it's, you know, affecting their health.
Sounds like there's a lot for people to research.
So, again, so just take a look. We're going to put a lot of these resources in the description of the video at the bottom, so please feel free to check it out. Tina and I, again, we thought this would be a really interesting topic to bring to you guys. And once again, if you like what we bring to you every week, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share the link with others. It makes us so happy. So for now, next time we'll see you
Out on the Lanai.
out on the Lanai. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.